game because of it. So, like, immediately you said that. But one thing I wanted to bring up is something that we know, and I don't know if the new generation really understands, that you never let basketball define who you are. And can you talk a little bit about the work that you've done away from the game of basketball that has been so impactful, that I know that's what you eat, live, and breathe. So can you talk about your work in the community and your hometown?
Yes, my passionate side was always giving back to the community since I was young. And I grew up very poor, and I dream about that one day, if I'm becoming successful, I need to go back to the community where I came from. And that's the reason why.
Tonight on EA Sports, it's Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. We'll see Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns taking on Drew Lock and the Denver Broncos.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. Orchestrating the offense will be the top pick in the 2018 draft, and that's Baker Mayfield.
And no excitement, unless you're on the defensive team of last week, in his numbers. Because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown pass.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So, I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
He was brought down at the...
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 58 yards, and a score.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week. It's a pretty good success. And we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Got his man complete over the middle. That's sharp. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. A first down throw for Mayfield. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really get...
And the Broncos get there and take him down. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away.
Broncos take over 1st and 10.
Here comes the Bronco offense with Drew Lock from Missouri in charge.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 22. A collegiate star here in the Buckeye State, it's J.K. Dobbins. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
The ball carrier.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. He'll drop to throw. That's going to be caught by Judy. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
27.
A very solid gain of 27. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Lock with a throw, caught by Hamler. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Charles, we get a look at the draft class here for this team. What do you think?
Well, I think for the most part, I do like what they did because to me, they got some solid players in the early rounds. And then if I'm correct in my evaluation, they got some great value in the later rounds as well.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
This defense really floated around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Lock working out of the gun. The Browns D locked in on 3rd down. Brings up 4th.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs. Able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you get to the red zone and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Mayfield. Pass incomplete. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. Here's Jamie Gillandale as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And taken right on the 30. And he'll go out near midfield. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Brown. And about 6 yards to go.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And the Broncos.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Rolling to his left. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy. And now it's 2nd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos push further out in front. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Taken in the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it free.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still...
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Baker Mayfield sacked.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. Working out of the gun. Mayfield over the middle, complete. It's Sharp. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Oh, and that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. They lulled them to sleep there, so to speak. That was all set up by the running game, wasn't it?
Another example of what all offensive coordinators tell us. When the running game's operating, it really opens up the playbook, and that's when they hit it with the play action. And you can see the defenders rushing towards the line of scrimmage.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's when you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
2nd and 10.
Mayfield. And that's incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And now it's 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. This will be fielded at the 17.
Holding, receiving team.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught. He'll go up top here for Hamler.
And got his man complete. 40-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
It's 3rd down.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This from 54 yards away. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. So we come upon half. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. Taking it about the 1. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time? Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
7 yards there and a first down.
7. First down, Broncos.
Now a handoff looking right. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Broncos will extend their lead.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will make it into the end zone, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go, and their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half. This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15. A third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Mayfield looks to throw, and he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Intended for number 89. Incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Denver's offense ready to go again. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy, but it's going to be second down. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Jeudy. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Got a man complete. It's Hamler. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Denver has the first down. The play going for 15 yards.
You always worry about those smaller receivers running through that gnarly patch of land in the middle of the field. But he did a really nice job there holding on to the football and protected himself as best he could while completing the play.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Now they try the right side here. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Lock. Got a man. It's Jeudy complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He had one touchdown earlier, nearly a second one there.
Yeah, it took a touchdown-saving tackle to keep him out of the end zone after a big play. Perhaps you go right back to him. Don't need the distance, but maybe he can pay things off after a big effort.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. That catch, by the way, kind of noteworthy. It's number 764 in his career. Ties him with Hall of Famer James Lofton.
And he's done it just as James Lofton did in his career. Smooth.
Locked now on 3rd and goal. And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Broncos will add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
Will Lutz lining up for the point after.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts.
Makes the score.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is now 24. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And oh, he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 38 yards on the scamper there.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
At the 29-yard line.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Browns, nothing.
From the 29, Mayfield. A quick pass here to Godwin. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Chris Godwin, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Browns make some inroads here on that deficit. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Here's Mayfield. And he's brought down. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion. Caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. But still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure. But that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready. Because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
For first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
And the focus shifts back to Jerry Jeudy and his Bronco teammates. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He was looking for Michael Pittman that time, but it'll be 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now Mayfield. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
4th down, Mayfield. And he'll find Pittman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. First down, Mayfield. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mayfield out of his hands quickly to Pittman. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Mayfield with it once more. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
They throw again on 2nd down. This one's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. The Browns on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And again, it's Mayfield. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. They dialed up a 3rd and 1 blitz defensively. It worked.
Yeah, and a lot of people would think, hey, they thought pass and they guessed right. In a lot of cases, you bring the blitz just to mess up the blocking on a running play. Instead, in this situation, the run wasn't there. They just followed everything right back to the quarterback.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Broncos will take over on downs. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, he'll air this. And this is caught at the 20. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. KJ Hamler, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
He was covered by Denzel Ward.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Lutz's kick is good. And that will make this now a 19-point advantage.
27, Browns 8.
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
At their own 25-yard line.
Heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
7.
Mayfield now. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And still a little bit of time left, but the defense can't stop the clock. So 3 kneel downs should be enough to finish this one. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Continuing to keep their foot on the gas, and it looks like they're just having fun out there. They're loose, they're free, and they're enjoying what the scoreboard looks like.
I'd have to say I agree with you totally there.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Broncos push further out in front.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt. And here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2. And that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1.
25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for Denver, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Lambeau to take on the Packers. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.